This story mission in Red Dead Redemption 2 sees the game's protagonist, Arthur Morgan, attend a truce meeting to broker peace, which, ironically, devolves into violence. But I believe the mission's title, The Fine Art of Conversation, isn't just referencing this meeting, but rather this cutscene at the train station, which takes place right at the end of the mission.
Reverend? Reverend. What are you doing here?
I'm leaving.
Running away?
I suppose so, yes, I'm running away. I tried to make Dutch see sense, but he's very strange recently.
And the women? Little Jack? You leaving them?
I told them to run too. I asked them to come with me, but they wouldn't. I'm changed. I'm a changed man, Arthur. I can't die for a bunch of nonsense sprouted by a fool.
I understand.
This cutscene is more significant to Arthur's character arc, and in my honest opinion, is his true turning point. For this all to make sense, we would need to provide some context. So, here is your spoiler warning.
Okay, now here. Breathe. Again. Yeah. Let me see your tongue. Now say ah.
Ah. What is it?
It's not good news.
I guess that.
At this point in the game, Arthur faces a diagnosis of tuberculosis and an unraveling faith in his gang's leadership. He is torn between loyalty to his found family and the dawning realization of a need to right the wrongs of his past before it's too late. Arthur's terminal illness is not just a personal tragedy. It is a metaphor for the inevitable death of the outlaw and the lawless world he inhabits. As tuberculosis eats away at Arthur's body, the Old West, with its rugged individualism and defiance of authority, is also dying, giving way to modernization, industrialization, and the growing dominance of federal governance. Arthur, as a man who embodies this fading way of life, becomes acutely aware that the future is not one he could, or even should, survive in.
We've been on the run since you two fools went crazy in Blackwater. We barely escaped with our lives in Saint Denis. Now we got a rat.
Well, Molly clearly talked, but who else?
Maybe we pushed things too hard. Maybe time for folks like us is past. We don't need a rat. We got sloppier than the town drunk, and they know who we are, and where we are, and what we're doing.
This realization adds another layer of poignancy to Arthur's journey. His illness, beyond its physical toll, symbolizes his obsolescence in a world that is rapidly changing. Unlike his gang leader, Dutch van der Linde, who clings to delusions of freedom and rebellion, Arthur begins to accept that the life he once knew is unsustainable. Instead of resisting this change, he focuses on what he can control, seeking redemption and ensuring a better future for those he cares about.
No, I think I've pushed all I can.
Come on.
You go.
We ain't got time for this, not now.
We ain't both gonna make it. Go. Now, I'll hold them off. It would mean a lot to me. Please.
Arthur's transformation is deeply tied to his awareness. His journey is not just about facing his mortality, but is also coming to terms with the inevitability of societal progress. The outlaw's time is over, and in his final days, Arthur chooses to embrace a purpose beyond himself, leaving a legacy of selflessness and hope in a world where his kind no longer belongs.
God damn you bastards!
I'm changed. I'm a changed man, Arthur. I can't die for a bunch of nonsense sprouted by a fool.
I understand.
You're not a good man, Arthur, but you're not all bad either. Everything will be... Your journey, your path will be just fine.
I'm worried my path is coming to an end, Mr. Swanson.
Maybe. I felt that way for a long time about myself, but you'll do what's right.
I don't know about that.
I do. Save who you can and let the rest rot. And look after yourself.
Maybe. We'll see.
You do see. You just can't quite admit it to yourself.
All aboard!
Depending on player choices made before this cutscene, who Arthur meets at the train station would differ. One, a cutscene with Reverend Swanson, the other, with Sister Calderon.
Mr. Morgan! Are you okay?
Well, never better. What are you doing here?
Well, I'm on my way down to Mexico. They're finally sending me on a mission. Brother Dorkins is very jealous. What's wrong?
I'm dying, sister.
Okay.
Yeah, I got TB. I got it. Beating a man to death for a few bucks. I've lived a bad life, sister.
We've all lived bad lives, Mr. Morgan. We all sin. But I know you.
You don't know me.
Forgive me, but that's the problem. You don't know you.
What do you mean?
I don't know, but whenever we happen to meet, you're always helping people and smiling.
The train station, a place of departure and transition, serves as a metaphor for Arthur's journey toward redemption. The benches, reminiscent of pews in a church, frame both conversations in a spiritual light, underscoring the redemptive nature of their exchange. Arthur sits to Reverend Swanson's left, symbolizing a place of learning and seeking guidance, akin to a disciple learning from a teacher. This spatial arrangement reinforces the scene's transformative impact on Arthur's morality. In their conversation, Arthur sits to Sister Calderon's right, a position traditionally associated with strength or action. This dynamic subtly highlights that while her counsel offers comfort, it does not drive Arthur toward the transformation that Swanson's guidance initiates.
I had a son. He passed away. I had a girl who loved me. I threw that away. My mama died when I was a kid. And my daddy, well, I watched him die. And it weren't soon enough.
My husband died a long time ago. Life is full of pain. But there is also love and beauty.
What am I gonna do now?
Be grateful that for the first time, you see your life clearly.
Sure.
Perhaps you could help somebody. Helping makes you really happy.
But I still don't believe in nothing.
Often, neither do I. But then I meet someone like you, and everything makes sense.
You're too smart for me, sister. I guess I'm afraid.
There is nothing to be afraid of, Mr. Morgan. Take a gamble that love exists and do a loving act.
All aboard!
Arthur's conversation with Sister Calderon is profound and the more emotionally charged scene. Sister Calderon's words are more about the world's sins rather than Arthur's personal journey. They reflect a shared sorrow, but do not fundamentally shift his trajectory. While the sisters' dialogue is heartful, it acts more as a confession of fears rather than a pivotal moment for Arthur's character. She voices concern over the world's injustices, echoing Arthur's own disillusionment. While Sister Calderon urges him to do a loving act, the conversation with Reverend Swanson reveals Arthur's internal conflict and his growing realization of what it means to be a good man. It is the culmination of subtle shifts in his morality throughout the game, even if, at the moment, Arthur does not fully comprehend the gravity of this turning point.
I mean, but you'll do what's right.
I don't know about that.
I do. Save who you can and let the rest rot. And look after yourself.
Maybe. We'll see.
You do see. You just can't quite admit it to yourself.
All aboard! Be well, Reverend. All aboard!
You too, Arthur?
Sure. Good luck out there.
You lived your life like a man, Arthur, and you turned into a good man. If we were all like you, things might have turned out differently.
You're getting mighty sentimental, Reverend. All aboard! I shall try.
I know you will. Goodbye, Mr. Morgan. Goodbye.
Sister?
The fact that Reverend Swanson boards a train carriage ahead of Sister Calderon adds another layer of symbolism. Swanson's forward position signifies progress and active guidance, leading Arthur toward redemption. Sister Calderon, boarding the carriage behind, reflects the supportive, contemplative faith that complements Arthur's journey, but does not directly shape his decisive moral actions. The separation of the two religious figures into different carriages visually reinforces their distinct roles. Swanson leads, embodying active redemption and moral clarity, while Calderon provides reflective faith and compassion, remaining rooted in a world Arthur is preparing to leave. The train station scene, though subtle, marks a cataclysmic shift in Arthur's journey to redemption. It is here that his moral clarity crystallizes, setting him on a path defined by selflessness and courage. Arthur Morgan's journey is profoundly shaped by two spiritual figures, Reverend Swanson and Sister Calderon. Each offers a unique perspective that reflects larger themes in the narrative: adaptation to change or acceptance of the inevitable. Reverend Swanson embodies the mentality of adaptation. His advice at the train station is forward-looking, encouraging Arthur to help others and find meaning in his final days. On the other hand, Sister Calderon represents acceptance. Her presence aligns with the idea of making peace with his fate, urging him to approach his final days with gratitude and compassion. Ultimately, both their influence solidifies Arthur's transformation from a man driven by violence to one defined by selflessness and purpose. If you've enjoyed this video, it truly helps if you like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to support us here at Cutscene Collective, where we explore the stories behind your favorite games. Let us know your thoughts below, and till the next one, be good to each other.